The Ringing Cedars, Series 6, Anastasia, Book 1, Vladimir Megre. I decided to repeat the expedition along the Ob, to the north, using only a boat for special routes. I loaded various goods into the ship's hold, and arranged a cinema hall under the shop. A new workforce had to be hired. I did not invite them from my company. 2 weeks after leaving Novosibirsk, the security guards informed me that they had been eavesdropping on conversations about the Ringing Cedar. And they think that among the recruits there are, to put it mildly, strange people. Some even agreed to go for free. Others demanded large sums for the operation, because it was not contracted as a primary business. I considered the most important thing was not the cedar itself, but the secret of preparing the oil. And in general, it was interesting to find out different information related to him. Without explaining anything to anyone, I decided to stop the boat for special routes not far from the place where the meeting with the elders took place last year. I arrived alone at the settlement on a small boat. I ordered the captain of the ship to continue the trade route. I hoped to find 2 old men with the help of the locals. Having tied the boat to a rock, I intended to head to one of the small houses nearby, but I saw a woman alone standing on the slope, so I approached her. The woman was dressed in an old sweater, a long skirt and shod in deep rubber boots, the kind that many inhabitants of remote northern regions wear in autumn and spring. A scarf was tied on his head so that it completely covered his forehead and neck. It was difficult to determine how old this woman was. I said goodbye to her and told her about the 2 old men I met here last year. "Vladimir, my grandfather and great-grandfather talked to you last year," answered the woman. I was surprised. Her voice was young, diction very clear. I thought, we've probably met, as soon as he calls me by my name. Deciding to switch to you as well, I asked, "What is your name?" "Anastasia," answered the woman. "Only, in order to get there, you have to go through the taiga for 25 kilometers. Does that get you in trouble?" "It's far, certainly. And Ringing Cedar, can you show me?" "I can. You know everything about him. Will you tell me?" "I will tell what I know." "Then let's go." On the way, Anastasia told that their family, their lineage, from generation to generation, has lived in the cedar forest, according to her ancestors, for thousands of years. They very rarely meet people in our civilized society directly. These meetings do not take place in their permanent residence, but when they arrive in the villages as hunters or locals, as if they came from other inhabited places. Anastasia herself was in 2 cities, Tomsk and Moscow, just for 1 day at a time. She didn't even spend the night. She wanted to see if she was wrong in her ideas about their way of life, those city people. By selling strawberries and dried mushrooms, she collected money for the trip. A village woman just gave her her passport. Anastasia does not accept the grandfather's and great-grandfather's idea that the Ringing Cedar should be distributed to many people. To the question, why? She answered, because she thinks that its pieces will be scattered both among good people and among people who do evil.